some boosters.
I was going to ask you, do you have a conflict where you're not going to participate? I did not notice that.
I'm just checking the spelling of some of these names.
That's in your email
That
address.
was the one I didn't get.
I got the same one.
So,
Yeah.
I don't have anything to speak
And the audience knows it.
I mean, you know what? I said I would
to research things and check things out. Because there are a lot of things brought up that
Of course, part of the problem is they want to annex part of the forest. I would assume that's right. But I would get into part of I would say welcome to the
We're back. Okay, we're back in session, please. The alarm goes. No. The alarm goes.
That sounds.
The alarm goes. They got to reset it. It always goes. Yeah.
Thanks. Sorry. Do you mind if I shoot this real quick? I gotta get people.
I already signed it.
Okay. Not that I can read people's names.
Okay, we got the alarm off, so everybody take a seat here and we'll begin again.
Loud is good.
Sign in, please.
I did.
You did? Okay.
I do. My name is Claire Mueller, C-L-A-I-R-E, Mueller, M-U-E-L-L-E-R. I came here as a staunch environmental advocate. As such, I'm unfortunately very used to this type of meeting. Poorly advertised to the public, hours long, and inaccessible. I mean, with all the groups that I'm involved in, I only heard about this last night, which is kind of surprising. What I wasn't ready for is the turnout. This incredible show of community. I most recently moved back to Missouri from Big Bad San Francisco, but I am and always will be from Villa Ridge. I grew up playing with friends at the pool, at the Diamonds across from Shaw's. And to see the space threatened in this way is disheartening, doesn't even begin to explain. Let me be abundantly concise. If you move forward with this data center, you are selling your community out. For everyone saying, just move it to the city, we need to stand together. We're already fighting one of these at the Armory, not only 45 minutes away. We cannot sell out our health and communities anywhere. As the gentleman earlier said, money comes and goes, but your health doesn't. Do you see how many people turned out tonight? We couldn't even get in for the first part of this. These people showed up to tell you how they feel, and you deserve to listen, or this community deserves to have you listen to them. The last thing I'll say is my professional background is in advertising, so I know a thing or two about clever PR and putting a positive spin on stories. So if and when the reps for this proposed project try to tell you that our concerns aren't valid, please realize a lot of money is spent to get them to spin this to you, to make it seem unobtrusive and benign. It is not. The concerns voiced here tonight, not everybody's, an expert in this, but what they do know is their community, and you need to listen to them.
Do you solemnly swear that testimony about to give the truth, or not the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
And can you state your name?
My name is Tristan Moore, Tristenmoore. Hello. I'd like to first address you and say thank you for your time. What I have here was a lot of information, most of which has already been recited to you, so I don't want to sit here and repeat it. But I have a few punchlines, a few key things that I'd like to have you keep in mind, because while I'm sitting here, I am pleading and begging to you, please listen to the people who are sitting behind me, the people who have my back, my community. We do not want this data center. The cloud is drying up our water, and quite frankly, we are sick of it. I'm tired of having data centers scattered across the United States. Alone, in other countries, not a single country topped 1,000 data centers. We in the United States have over 5,500. There is no need for that much. The amount of CO2 emissions, water, energy, all of which have been said to you, are devastating. The community needs people, representatives such as you, to help us. We cannot fight this ourselves. The three main sources that data centers get their water, I have categorized. Surface and groundwater is one, municipal water is the other, then recycled water, of which can only be used around 3 to 10 cycles before the minerals, salts, and everything else to quench that water, and it must be wasted. This is not able to come back. It can be used, or it can be measured in two different scopes, being WE, water usage effectiveness, and PUE, power usage effectiveness. Under the three scopes, scope 1 is the water cooling that it takes to cool down these data centers and the racks. Scope 2 is water electricity. Roughly 56% of the electricity comes from steam boilers, which are powered by oil, coal, and gas. These are fossil fuels, non-replenishable. This is not eco-friendly. Scope 3 is manufacturing all of the computerized chips. This requires something called super clean water. For every 1,500 gallons of water that is put in, you see a return of 1,000 gallons of super clean water, which is then used to make these chips. That is a 2/3 return. That is not effective. The consumption of the water is just one of the many concerns that the residents have with the data centers. The other is the noise. I think it is highly unlikely that they are able to achieve the decibel ratings in which you have provided. Even still, the bats, the frogs, everything which has been approached to you with the information that has been approached and given to you needs to be taken into consideration. Thank you.
Do you solemnly swear that testimony about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
And can I state your name?
My name is Megan Fitz, Meganfitts. I am from Pacific, Missouri, where my parents, who are now passed, built our family house 30 years ago. This was an ambush. Our neighbors were given 6 days to defend our home from an unknown predator. We don't know how their developments will impact our environment, though you've heard plenty of statements that suggest what may happen in the future. We don't know how the developments will impact our property values, the investments we and our parents made for our future and for our kids' futures. This is Route 66, the Mother Road. What effect will this development, and others like it, have on the tourists traveling the 100-year-old highway in celebration of American history this year? When travelers and truckers get off or on I-44 at 100, will they think, wow, what a beautiful data center. Let's go stretch our legs next door. Convenience comes at a cost. For the new owners, that might be millions of dollars, but they're not paying the price for their development. Our community is. Our water, our air, our ecosystems all have a direct impact on our health and overall quality of life. Once these resources are at risk, it's much harder to restore than it is to protect them from harm in the first place. If the new owners were at all interested in serving our community, we could have conversations, not conspiracies. The current owners have a right to sell their land to whoever they want, but the residents living next to these properties also have the right to the quality of life that they paid for, one that does not involve living next to an industrial zone.
My name is Veronica Belko. That's Veronica, B as in boy, ELKO.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony about you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do. I want to preface my statement here to say that, number one, yes, I am against data centers, but I think the whole session has got off topic, and we need to settle and resolve the zoning aspect so then the other subject can be taken up, the opposition. But I think that the zoning situation needs to be resolved first. And I am a resident of Villa Ridge. I've only been out here for 19 years, but I love it. And I would never go back to St. Louis again, where I came from, because of the peace and the quiet and the serenity. And I just think we need to resolve this whole issue. Thank you.
Is there anyone else? Okay.
Oh, there's a lot of names here.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony about you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
And can you state exposure?
Yes, my name is Max Meyer, Maxmeyer. I live just outside of Washington, Missouri, where I've lived for my entire life. I understand that the committee has pretty much been sat here for the past 3 hours getting yelled at, and I do apologize for that. However, I do know that you are all people of details, and I don't believe that you would have rushed into this if you had known. I don't actually believe anyone involved in this situation is particularly malicious. I know the echo camps. I went to high school, grade school, preschool. I played football with some of them. My siblings know them. I went to church with the echo camps. The people involved, I know that this isn't exactly about that. My concern is that I know the council will not rush into anything anyway. So all of the propositions of doing studies would be difficult. I wonder where that sort of funding would come from, how long it would take, if it reoccurs, how often these things happen. I implore the council to think and perhaps agree with the Representative Shaw's Nature Reserve to push this back, and so not just these studies can be conducted, but plans to make the studies conducted. I understand that everyone comes up here and says, you need to figure this out. You need to figure it out. You have to understand what this is going to be. And that's impossible for you to know right now. Data centers are not new. They've been around since the 40s. And it's unfortunate, but they will keep popping up. Whether you say no here, they'll just keep trying somewhere else. And maybe there is a perfect solution, in which case you could find where everyone's happy, a data center could exist, no one's energy prices increase, and I think the only thing that would take is time. I believe that there is plenty of intelligence in this room to at least figure out a closer situation so that nobody's angry. And I believe the council can do it. It's just giving it a little bit more time would be helpful. I also don't believe that you push this on anyone sporadically because it's just a zoning meeting. I don't know anything. I'm not an expert, but that's what I've seen. A lot of anger, and I think some thoughts would be very helpful on the matter. Thank you.
Do you solemnly swear that nothing but the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. Hello, my name is Rob Compton. I'm a resident of Washington, Missouri. I'm a homeowner and a business owner. Last night I was trying to do research on these things, and I came up with a bunch of bullet points. Each one, every single person in this group has already blown through because they came here with facts, and I really like that. So I'll just stick to one point that I'd like to make. In the past, when there's been this much interest in a zoning meeting or in a county commission meeting, they have moved the location to East Central, either to the Culinary Arts Building with their auditorium or to the theater, where there's more sitting room, there's more space. Like my mom wanted to be here tonight, but she rolled up and saw all the people outside and knew there was going to only be standing room, and she's got bad knees, so she just went straight home. So she was not included tonight, and I know that's probably the same situation with a lot of people in Franklin County, especially when a lot of us were only given 2 or 3 days notice on a Facebook post. And I know everybody makes mistakes, and I know y'all aren't paid. You're public servants, but I think this is one of those situations where we need to. I agree with the gentleman representing Shaw that we need to slow down, have a public hearing with plenty of notice, so that everyone in Franklin County that's going to be affected by this has a chance to speak and has a chance to listen. Thank you.
Do you solemnly swear that testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Say, okay.
My name is Kyle Mathis, KYLEMATTHES. And I live at 514 Deer Valley Court, St. Albans, Missouri. So I'd like to say I agree with almost all the points that have been made tonight in opposition to this project, but I'd like to address something that has not been mentioned at all, I think. I missed the first part of the meeting out in the hallway, but I haven't heard much discussed about this, so I'd like to start just by reading a brief newspaper article from the Franklin County Tribune, dated December 12th, 1904. At his home a few miles east of this place, last Saturday morning, December 10th, 1904, Mr. William Tyler died at the age of 73. Mr. Tyler was one of the pioneer settlers of Franklin County, having come from Virginia when a boy with his parents, brothers, and sisters, who purchased the farm where Mr. William Tyler has lived since that time. Deceased leaves a wife, many friends. Extend heartfelt sympathy. Funeral services were conducted Monday morning at the family burial ground, where all the members of this family of pioneer times have been laid to rest. This is the eulogy of Mr. William Tyler. Mr. Tyler and his family were some of the original settlers of our county, and he and his entire family are laid to rest on the property being discussed tonight. This cemetery is right in the middle of this property and will not be included in the buffer zone, which is why I raised the question of what will happen to it. Nobody has mentioned this, and I have suspicions that there may be an effort to hide it. I believe honoring the people who come before us, many who are our ancestors, and settled the land we all love and call home, is important. That is why I spend a lot of my free time recording and restoring local cemeteries in Franklin County. Some of the easiest ways to preserve these cemeteries is by digitally preserving them, and other means photographing the headstones and uploading them to online databases. Once a stone falls over and is covered by dirt or broken and has not been photographed, that grave and the memory of that person is lost forever. But just yesterday, I visited the property being considered for the data center and requested permission to photograph this cemetery from the property manager. My request was met with an immediate no. There was no further consideration. In all my time doing this, I've never had a single person tell me no. This rejection only further raises my concern for the future of this cemetery. To me, it seems like part of this property is being hidden, but I want to remind you that these are real people. These are real people that are laid to rest here. For many buried here at this cemetery, buried over 100 years ago, these stones with their names are the only legacy and memory left on this earth, the only proof that they were here. I only ask that you consider this when you decide the fate of this property tonight. Thank you.
Can we restore order, please?
Absolutely.
Quiet, please.
My name is Patricia Schuba, Patricia, Schuba, Schuba. Good evening, Commission. Thank you for hearing my testimony tonight. My name is Patricia Schuba. I live in Labadie on Highway 100. I'm probably about 3 miles from the site near the Shaw Nature Reserve, but I do want to refocus that this is about zoning of placing these sites anywhere in Franklin County. I have been involved in previous cases where information was clearly available, where you could find out more about the actual regulations being proposed tonight. I could not find that for this meeting tonight. I looked through the whole page for Franklin County. I could not download it. I couldn't even find a map of this current zoning in Franklin County to know what was included in zoning currently at the site that you're considering after you pass these regulations. They're intimately connected, talking about zoning and passing that, and then passing this particular case are one and the same to me. So, but you could put these anywhere. And we know this from the stuff that happened with coal ash. It's open to being placed anywhere in unincorporated Franklin County as long as it's not in a city. And I don't know why it wasn't considered to make this, if you're going to propose it, make it a conditional use permit. But you clearly said this is a permitted use. So once you agree on whatever your regulations are, any company, this company, another company could come in and just say, we want this site, click off the requirements that you've agreed on whenever you sign it, and then that's applied to every site across Franklin County. We all know that different plots of land have different characteristics. Maybe there's a wetland on one site. Maybe another one's in the uplands. Maybe one has a creek running through it. These are all different considerations. So I can't believe we wouldn't have considered that for this type of case, but I am firmly opposed to data centers anywhere in our county. Why would you open us up to that risk? Yes. And lastly, I want to say, because everyone's made all the points about health and the economics of this, of course, the power plant can't meet the demands of an unknown number of these data centers in Franklin County, which means you've probably committed to allowing Ameren to build a larger plant in Labadie or to convert to gas or something to be able to power these data centers. And that's not fair to us. That should be something that was open and transparent to the public. So I come to this meeting tonight, and I came early. I came at 6:15 to get into this meeting, and I had to park 2 blocks down, and I walked up, and the line started there at the corner across from the parking by the Union Auditorium. As soon as you saw that, you should have called this meeting. You should have said, we're going to reschedule, we're going to take it to East Central or to a larger venue, because technically this is not a hearing. You have not allowed people to hear. I couldn't hear in the hallway what you were discussing about the regulations. I can't find them online. I can't review them. So that's not open and transparent. So just to remind you, in 2012 or 13, we took a case to the Supreme Court of Missouri. Labadie Environmental did, with the help of Washington University Law. And we won a unanimous decision in front of the Missouri Supreme Court that a hearing that was held in Franklin County was not a hearing, because you did not allow the public to give you their opinion, and you did not consider it, and you actually had to have additional hearings. So why not tonight take the advice of many good people out here who have said you've not considered everything and you've not heard from everybody? Schedule another hearing. Don't make us sit here till noon or till midnight for you to decide to do that, because there are people who could not be here tonight. I know one personally. He's in mid-Missouri tonight on work, and he lives very close to the site that you're considering once you pass this zoning, and he's adamantly against it. And he has the background to be able to provide you information. But because he did not know but 5 days before, and the county policy says you have to provide written testimony 11 days before your meeting and pay for the copies and make sure you each have a copy, he was not heard tonight. So this is not a hearing. Please reschedule another meeting tonight. Thank you.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony about to give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You must say, okay.
My name is Rochelle Bailey. I'm from Union, Missouri. So, hi, Commission. I don't envy your job tonight. I have a background in my education is in geography and environmental resources. I have master's work in forestry. So that's where I stand from. A lot of my friends, as well as my family, are in forestry. A lot of them wanted to speak tonight, but they declined because of where their positions are. So here I am instead. They're very concerned about the regulations lacking in the protections of their job. A lot of their jobs run off of shoestring budgets. A lot of them, I mean, we have a representative from Shaw. I'm sure he knows as well. There's not a whole lot of funding in environmental resources. So, yeah, they work with what they have. As far as having fancy lawyers to fight data centers, they don't have that. Picking on the small person here, that's an easy target. This includes state parks. This includes conservation land. This includes any type of public recreation land that we all love to use. Their management plans rely on prescribed burns a lot of the times. These regulations should probably include that type of management plans that might be next door to them. So that would be something to consider. Jim, I definitely agree with you on the fact that that fee should be higher. With how much work and effort that is going to take the department on enforcing those regulations, yes, I agree with you. Again, with the regulations being enforced, that is also a strain on the department as well. I have no doubt in our enforcement, but it is as only good as our regulations really here. Yeah, so that's my 2 cents. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. My name's Carrie Napper. I'm a resident off of West Linda Lane in Robertsville.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, or truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Please spell your last name.
It is Knapper. Thank you. I'm a 25-year resident of Franklin County, and I came to the meeting tonight after I heard of what was going on. And I have to admit, as I was sitting out in the hallway in the rotunda and that sort of thing, listening, it felt like everything was a foregone conclusion, that we were debating about what the fence is going to look like, how tall the lights can be, all of that sort of thing. When, quite frankly, data centers do not belong in rural areas. And the people who live in the rural areas can't escape it once it's there. I'm just appalled, I guess, that we're even considering rezoning an agricultural area for this. We already have industrial zoning in the county, if it were to come to the county. And land is a resource that we can't get any more of. Where I'm originally from in Asheville, Ohio, there are data centers going in, and driving home to where I grew up on a 7-generation farm is devastating. The hum of that data center, the smoke that you see in the sky, the fact that this is taking up half a mile of road frontage going to one of the most beautiful places I've ever lived in my life, that is something you can never come back from. And I really urge that you be bold and take a step not to debate about what the fence will look like, what type of cooling it is, but take that bold step to say, no, this does not fit Franklin County. And I stand here as somebody who has been in the tech industry for 28 years. I sell these things for a living. And I know what it takes and how fast technology changes. The things that people brought up about CPUs and GPUs and things needing refreshed every 3 years, that is not a lie. It is an angry monster that continues to eat, and it will continue to eat until our community doesn't look like it does today. So I just ask that we step back, take some time, think about this, do your research, go visit a real AI data center that's been built. Because we're just talking about things nobody has seen in person. And I love this community. I am so proud of everybody who showed up tonight. I was amazed at how many people are outside peacefully coming in and saying, hey, this isn't right. And I do hope that you hear us. Thank you.
Anyone else speaking?
My name is Caroline Abelin. Abeln. And I live in Pacific, Missouri.
Okay. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. Okay. First of all, I want to thank you all for being here. But first of all, I want to tell you your data feed is gone. I have 11 people that I am corresponding with on my messages, and they don't see it anymore. So I'm kind of thinking that you guys need to take the same break that this previous person said. Take this to a larger venue, advertise it, let everybody come have their say. And that's what I have to say now. Thank you.
Anyone else speaking in opposition?
My name is Maggie Rooney. I'm from New Haven, Missouri. Never done anything like this before because I've never felt so passionately about anything before. Oh, sorry.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. So I'm originally from Florissant, Missouri, which, as you know, has been affected by Coldwater Creek and all of the contamination that happened that people weren't aware of 50 years ago. If my grandparents knew that my mom would have breast cancer, probably wouldn't have moved there. If my best friend's parents knew that my best friend would have breast cancer, probably wouldn't have moved there. I have numerous friends who have died of very rare cancers, who are dealing with autoimmune diseases from something that was unknown. That's the effects of data centers. They're unknown. We don't know what's going to happen. Do we want to take that gamble on an unknown? There are other ways to make money. Is this the best way to do it? Gambling on your kids, your grandkids, unknown? As I said, I'm from New Haven. I don't have the notoriety of Shaw Nature Reserve in my backyard. We're a little community. We don't have a voice this big. This zoning is going to affect everyone in Franklin County, whether you're big or you're little. I found out about it on Facebook. None of my neighbors know about this. I didn't have a chance to tell them because I found out this afternoon. We need more time. If we're talking about fencing right now, this clearly is not a fully thought out plan. It needs more time. I appreciate you listening to all of us. I plead, do better. Let your conscience be your guide. Don't make a quick decision on this. It's something that is going to last. So please, stand with St. Charles County. Stand with St. Louis County. Franklin County can do it too. Yes. Thank you. Sorry, write my address, it's sort of long.
Anyone else speaking in opposition of this file?
I just feel like I don't want this to end.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. State and spell your name, please.
Samantha Crooks, Samantha. Last name Crooks, Crooks. My name is Samantha Crooks. I'm the daughter of Stephen Unnerstall and the granddaughter of the late Leonard Unnerstall. I'm a fifth-generation farmer at our farm located on St. Mary's Road and Brinkman Road, also known as Rockview Ranch on the map, meeting right up to Diamond Farms. I'm extremely concerned with the short and long-term effects, mainly health, on my family and my hundreds of livestock on the farm. I'm a proud mother to 6 children, including the recent adoption of our 2 foster children who have already been through enough trauma. The noise, light, and pollution is not something I am willing to risk. This isn't one guinea pig. This is an entire county. Money and jobs mean absolutely nothing when we are all sick.
Anyone speaking in opposition of this file? Okay.
Mr. Chairman, in light of the public testimony we've received this evening, I would make a motion that we table this issue tonight and leave it open and continue on the planning and zoning meeting on February 17th.
Other commissioners? I need a second on that if he wants to make the motion.
I'm wondering if there's really a reason to table it. And on the break, some of us were talking about what some of the other counties have done in consideration. And I think there's one county meeting tonight. St. Charles has put a moratorium for a year while they do research. Yes. And I would like to look into that, but I know we have. But I know we have a motion on the table, so we need to.
There's a motion on the floor.
Yeah, we have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second for that? No, no second.
No. There's a you're misunderstanding. Give it a second.
Did it die?
Yeah, motion without a second died, so we need some further discussion. Any comments on what Debbie said?
Let's be clear on this. You're not confusing.
Stand.
You need to speak to your mic, please.
You kind of confused me because you stepped in with Jim. I don't fully understand what the difference is. If we do table this, we're still not making any decision, and yours can be taken up then as well. This is, we're not, in other words, we could vote for Jim's, which I could agree to, okay, if we're not killing yours. I don't believe we are.
Well, I didn't make a motion. I was just discussing.
Because I would like to look into all this more, yours and Jim's.
I think Jim's didn't get a second. No. So that's where we are right now.
My motion was based on giving the staff an opportunity to consider and develop information from what we've received from public testimony tonight. And that would be presented to us next meeting.
Not enough time.
And that will give us an opportunity to further review this at the next meeting. Because tonight we're getting quite a bit of information in front of us for the very first time. So,
What blows my mind
My thoughts were another month, I don't think is going to be enough. There are a lot of considerations and a lot of things that have been brought up. I don't know about them, and I do think we need more time.
We all need more time.
Nicole, if we table this, we doesn't necessarily mean we have to have finality on it at the next meeting, does it?
It does not. So if you were to table it for an additional meeting, if you were to table it, we could pick it back up in February if that's something that you wanted to do. If we do not, we would have to do new public notices for a new public hearing. We would have to, for the. I'm sorry. Can you wait a second, please?
Yep. Let us do a procedural, please.
Where was I? I'm sorry. So we could take it back off the table in February, or you could leave it on the table and take it back up whenever you feel like it's necessary. If it's on the table for 6 weeks or more, we have to do new public notices, letting people know that we're continuing the public hearing. As far as a moratorium is concerned, the process for that, as we're aware with the solar farm regulations, is that we have a public hearing specifically about the moratorium. We would then provide, or the Planning and Zoning Commission would then provide a recommendation on a moratorium to the County Commission, and then the County Commission would also hold a public hearing and make a decision about whether or not to issue that moratorium. So just to remind you of that process, that's what it would take. And yes, if you decided to table it, you could choose when to take it back off the table for discussion. And in the meantime, you could also plan to hold a public hearing for a moratorium if that's what this vote ends up resulting in.
Well, I want to make it very clear, this has already been said, but we are not the final deciding body. Whatever we recommend tonight will go to the 3-member commission, and they will make a decision or whatever. But to me, tabling it doesn't give the people here any definitive date that we're recommending. And again, I can't imagine taking this up in 1 month because I don't think it's enough time. But in the meantime, are all these people going to have to take time out of their day to show up in a month, and we're not really going to have any information that we need?
So what you're saying is have them just sit by the wayside for 12 months and then they just come back in 12 months. Why not allow staff to investigate the concerns and address any of those concerns as best they can? And if a month from now, on the 17th, the information we receive from staff and our own personal research is not acceptable enough to our Planning and Zoning Commission, at that time we can say, no, this isn't really finding the answers. We can do a moratorium for 3 months or 6 months or 12 months. But I think to do a moratorium at this point is it's allowing just a lot of dead time.
Well,
right now, this is a hot button issue, and we can find out what's going on.
Well, again, we're just making a recommendation to the commission. If we were to vote to recommend a moratorium, that doesn't mean the commission is going to let it go for a year. They may make a different decision. But to me, it's going to take a year to get information.
They may, but if we come back in a month and revisit this, and we make a decision to come up with a moratorium, we can at least do it with more information that we provide, rather than just saying, we're going to kick it down the road for 12 months.
Let me just intercede here. I think the idea of what Jim has is that it gives the staff and us enough time to evaluate what some other people have done, gather that information so we can make the next level decision and what we want to do. That way, we're making an informed decision. I think that's what everybody in here wants us to do. So.
Why don't you have a meeting at the East Central College, like the man said? Give the community plenty of time. We got papers, we got social media, we can get the word out.
We're not going to engage this. This is the commission talking at this point. We're not going to engage back, so you need to be quiet, please, and let us do our job. So I will, is there any further discussion? Any of the other commissioners want input? No?
Keep it agricultural, let's go home.
Well, I'd like to make a motion to recommend to the commission that we put a moratorium on this subject for a year.
I will need a second on that.
Well, I'm not actually sure that we are legally able to do that, and unfortunately, legal counsel.
You're absolutely right. The only I thought about it is because we haven't done would have to do another public hearing for it,
specifically about a moratorium being issued. However, you can vote to table it for as long as you feel like is necessary. That's not.
Yeah, that's why I really do think the tabling motion. And then we can decide whether a moratorium is in order.
Okay, I'd like to rescind my motion about a moratorium. I'd like to make a motion to table this item for 6 months.
I will need a second on that.
I'll second it.
Is there any further discussion on the motion?
Chairman, 1 second. What was that?
Sorry, the second there was that.
Is there any further discussion on the motion? If not, all those in favor say A. A. Opposed? The motion carries.
I'm sorry, Chairman. I want to clarify a couple of things before everyone leaves. There was a couple of misstatements that were cited, and I want you guys to know this for future reference, for future public hearings in front of the Planning and Zoning Commission, or any Planning and Zoning files that are in front of this Planning and Zoning Commission or the County Commission. That 11 days before rule about your written testimony, that was just to be included in the packets that they get ahead of time. You can email and submit written testimony to our office up to 4:30 before the meeting, and then you can bring written testimony to the meeting right up to it. So there is not an 11-day limit. That's an 11-day limit to be included in the packets that they get ahead of time. And then also, I just want to make everyone aware, anything that is not available on the website is because we had to remove PDFs to meet ADA requirements. You can email or call our office, and we are happy to provide PDF. We can email you a PDF of the proposed regulations, agendas, anything that you guys are looking for. You let us know, we can email it to you. And I know that some people have been taking advantage of that, but I just wanted everyone to know for future reference, for written testimony, you can submit up to 4:30 to our office and then at the meeting.
We're going to move this to PCC.
Okay. Our next file. Move this here. Huh? It's gonna be. You got two more rezoning, so Nicole.
Yes, sir.
You give us the details. May have order in the chamber, please. Yep. May I have order in the chamber, please? Nicole, you can give us the details on file 250269.
Yes, okay, so the activity that just occurred was regarding 250264, specifically about the amendments to the regulations, and I'm going to read the staff report now for one of the rezoning requests. This is for Diamond 66 LLC. The applicant requests to rezone 2 parcels from the R zoning district to the A zoning district. The properties are located approximately 0.65 miles west of the intersection of Highway 100 and Robertsville Road in Bowles Township. Facts. The total area for the rezoning is approximately 39.5 acres. The zoning of this property is R. The applicant would like to rezone to the A district. The intent of the A district is to provide locations for a wide range of commercial, retail, service, and manufacturing activities serving a large community trade area. The surrounding properties to the east and west are zoned R, and the property to the south is zoned W. There is A zoning across Highway 100 or Old Route 66 to the north. The property to the west is undeveloped, and the properties to the south are undeveloped and low-density residential. One property to the east is undeveloped, and one property is commercial. Both subject parcels are undeveloped. This property appears to have direct access to Highway 100. Staff comments. Rezonings are allowed in our regulations due to the ever-changing conditions that exist in the county and elsewhere. According to Article 14, Section 321, any such change must promote the health, safety, morals, comfort, and general welfare of Franklin County by conserving and protecting property and building values, by securing the most economical use of land, and facilitating the adequate provision of public improvements in accordance with the master plan adopted by Franklin County.
Okay, who's presenting for the file, please?
I'm sorry.
I want to talk about this file number ending in.
Excuse me.
No,
You solemnly swear the testimony about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please state.
My name is Dave Baylor. I'm a lawyer here at Union, Missouri, and I represent the proponents of the rezoning in this 269 matter and also the 270 matter. The purpose of the rezoning was to construct a data center. The action that this board took in connection with 264 makes these applications moot at this point. I would ask that you table these for the same length of time that you tabled your original 264, and we can revisit this after that.
Okay.
I don't want to withdraw them, but I would ask that they be tabled to match up.
I understand.
Thank you.
Given that, I guess this is where I would like to have Mark here.
Understood. What I think we should probably do is make a motion for each of the separate files separately. We'll have to reopen it, reread a new one, have him express that he would also like to table that file so that it's part of the record. And then, again, make a recommendation for each file individually.
Do we open it up for public comment since we're going to be...
If they're requesting that it be tabled, I think that's something that the Planning and Zoning Commission could do.
Okay.
I'm off the cuff since we have no legal counsel here, but that's my best guess.
Okay. That sounds like a plan. Okay. Given that, on file 25269, I would take a motion to table.
I'll make that motion.
Okay. We have a motion to table for 6 months. Okay. 2 months. And do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? No. Motion carries. File 250270. Do you want to come up and make the same?
Sure. I've previously been sworn. Dave Baylard for the proponents here. Again, not to repeat myself, but to repeat myself. Based upon the action that you took in 264, we're asking that you table 270. I want to make another comment while I'm up. Learned tonight two things. Number one, people kept talking about St. Charles County. Someone informed me today that there are 12 data centers in St. Charles County, which is why they decided to hold off, period. I also want to point out, I read yesterday that the county of Warren County has approved a data center and submitted that to their council for final approval. They've recommended it. So I would request that this 270 be tabled along with the other one to match up with your tabling of the initial motion. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I will entertain.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to table 250270.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
For 6 months, I'm sorry.
For 6 months.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Anyway, I'm going to move to unfinished business. And let's see here. Let me get back here. We have filed 250265. Can you kind of maybe freshen us up, Nicole, on what?
So actually, it's 250262 first.
Oh, 262. I'm sorry.
Yes. No, that's okay. Doug Cordy, he was the one that's requesting a rezoning from the O district to the B district. His property was the one that was displayed on the map for quite some time. It's approximately 0.2 acres. If you need more information, I can help.
Okay.
Chairman, do you need
Yeah.
me to pull it back up on the map?
Yes, pull it back up. I'm sorry. We did the other one first. That's why I was a little confused. So okay. This is the one across from the post office and Bill Ridge. Okay.
Firehouse.
Yeah.
With the alley that has to be vacated.
Okay, open for discussion.
Mr. Chairman, as the applicant had discussed, he was making this rezoning request to allow him to go ahead and at least do many storage units in there. And it's his first step. He was getting together with the neighbors to petition the vacation of the alley there.
I think you said he had that.
Pardon me?
He had?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was working, yeah.
Yeah.
The neighbors had all come together with the petition for that.
Yeah.
So, it seems like it's a good use for what he had proposed in this area. And he does need the rezoning to accommodate that.
Any-
Nobody spoke in opposition.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of did.
Yeah.
Any other comments on this file? If not, I will take a motion.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
What we're doing is we're making a recommendation to the commission for the rezoning. So, okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
Okay. Oh, one opposed. Okay, file 250265. This was one for the diesel service company. If I just repeat the two conditional uses parameters we put on them.
Okay. Okay, so here are the conditions that we have listed so far. All conditions shall be completed within 1 year of approval unless otherwise stated. Failure to meet all conditions may result in the application expiring. Any buildings used or built in connection with this CUP will need to be approved by the Franklin County Building Department for a commercial building. All new and or existing entrances on a South Service Road will need to be examined by MoDOT for a commercial entrance. Planning and zoning shall receive a copy of the permit prior to the applicant commencing any activities on the property. Parking and parking surface shall be provided in accordance with Article 12 of the Franklin County Unified Land Use Regulations. Screening buffers shall be installed in accordance with the Article 13 of the Franklin County Unified Land Use Regulations. Anything stored outside, including vehicles, shall be behind a site-proof stockade-type fence. The hours of operation will be limited to 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, and they are limited to 5 employees.
Any further conditions we want to place on this? No?
We got it covered.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve file 250265.
Do I have a second?
Second.
First and second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. Carries. Thank you. Nicole, do we have anything from the director?
Just to give you guys a heads up, as far as this public hearing is concerned, we did actually try to hold it at a different venue, and there was nothing available that can meet the needs. So the college they had no space available. The city auditorium was occupied. The community center was considered, but they weren't able to accommodate us with microphones. So there was a little bit of an issue there. So we did our best tonight, but the intent will be that if we hold another public hearing that's expected to draw this level of crowd, we will again try to get to the college and hopefully have more advance notice to be able to accomplish that. Okay. As far as our department is concerned, we're working hard on everything all the time. Right now, we're still working on the large-scale GIS projects. Those will hopefully be done sometime by mid to end spring. Solar farm moratorium, the commission never voted on that, so there is not currently a moratorium in place, just so you guys are aware of that. Anything on the agenda? Okay, yes, we do have a preliminary plat that will be on the agenda for February at this point.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay. I'll take a motion. I'll take a motion to adjourn. Those get so quick.
Motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?